What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and if you clicked on this damn video, you have the same problem I have. Goddamn codes for your goddamn throttle response. Oh boy, I'll tell you what, I have been dealing with this code probably now for about 6 months. I've changed the sensor, which you can buy aftermarket, 6 months of aftermarket junkness. I've changed it 6 times. Nothing's working. So I am currently traveling. I've already ordered it. I'm going to get it. Factory direct AC Delco parts for the GMC Chevy Silverado. I don't know if it goes for 15 to 2500s, but this is probably from 2000 to 2007 before they changed the Vortec throttle body. And this video is going to help you, the GM owner, at least I think from the 4.8 to the 6-liter gas job motors, on how to replace your throttle body. Boom! Oh man, we're in the garage and we're getting back from the goddamn auto parts store, and what do we got? A gasket. What's that say, man? Oh yeah, you guys didn't know about that, did you? And we got the throttle body. And here is my brand new AC Delco GM certified, man. This is the problem I've been having right there. This culprit. You see how it's riveted? Those are rivets. For everybody that doesn't know, a frog puts those in. Rivet, rivet. And this is the thing that you could take off the original, which was riveted. You drill those out, and then they have an aftermarket one, which you have here. And some receipts, some garbage receipts. Anyways, so this is my problem. That's what I'm doing my code. So we got to bolt this bad Larry. Which right there is a port for your coolant line. And I was talking to my brother, he's a master mechanic, and I was like, Dylan, why is there a coolant line that runs through the throttle body? I thought it was like a wintertime situation, like if it's hot out or something. And I totally spaced it. It is to keep the air intake at a certain temperature, because inside your engine compartment it gets above 210 degrees. So that will keep your intake cool. I'm like, sweet. Make sure you get one of these. You gotta have a gasket when you take this apart. This is on the intake side. We'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, little tease. Got a few people that want to see this box. 2019. I got way back in the archives. You have to go way back and look. But I think I posted a YouTube video. Oh, I know I posted a YouTube video on a toolbox tour. So you guys want to see my sockets? Well, leave in the comments below if you guys want to see a little tour of the toolbox. And that's a new one. We have to go through that. Maybe we can do that. Let's pop the hood. All right, let's go. Hey, look it. The hood's open. Who the freak did that? What is up, everybody? All right. So, first step is first. Get yourself an 8mm nut driver or socket. Let me straighten that out for you. Take this cover off. Take this off right here. This is an aftermarket intake. And take this band clamp off, which will remove this intake pipe. And you'll have plenty of room to get in there. So, movie magic. Voila. Video magic. All right. When you loosen that band clamp up and loosen the band clamp up, which is on this thing. Again, this is an aftermarket K&N. The factory one will be a little bit different. It'll be a big box over here. It'll have your map sensor right here. I should say your mass airflow sensor. And but similar, just loosen up a clamp here and a clamp on this side, and you'll take your tube out. I just used some nut drivers, 5/16 on the filter side, and then I believe it was 6mm for the throttle body side. So now, the fun with the sun in your face. This is your throttle position sensor. This is the code that has been throwing. Excuse me. As you see, this is bolts. This is a lock nut on here. This is a baby 8mm. I'm going to take this off and return this. I've already replaced this 4 times. This is cheap aftermarket. Well, it's $99 cheap if you want to think about that. It's still throwing the codes. I upgraded the wire harness already when I first bought it. You'll see your factory one will be multicolored: green, orange, blue, purple, indigo, and up your ass colors, so that you have to splice in to your factory wire harness. Take your time if you have to do that and replace that plug, because that's the new updated plug. So now the fun part underneath here, which Can't, there you go, right? See that little clamp right there? You have to take a pair of pliers and pop it off both ends. That is your coolant line, and then you have 1, 2, and then 3 back there, 10 millimeter, I believe. And this throttle body pops right off. Very, very super simple, because this is a fly-by-wire design. There's no cables or anything like that. So we're gonna get the 10 millimeter, the infamous 10 millimeter, and take this off, and a clamp. I think it's easier to take it off and then raise this up. You can get a pair of clamps on that line on both sides, a little bit easier. Get yourself a bolt that'll fit inside this line in case any coolant comes out. You can plug it. I'll show you. Video magic. Okay, boys and girls, we're back. We got all 3. All 3. Sorry about that. My finger. Make sure you get yourself a little magnet tray. It helps out. It helps. 3 of those little 10 millimeter bolts, and you'll have this pretty much loose, and you can actually see your gasket that you're going to replace. Make sure when you order your throttle body, if you're replacing your throttle body, if you're doing your sensor, throttle position sensor, good luck. I've had horrible luck. Like I said, I'm taking this off and returning this $99. I'll probably just get like a gift card or something, and I'll just use it towards something else, oil or something. Anyways, make sure you get your gasket. That gasket will pop out. I'll show you guys that in a minute with a pick. But I'm running into an issue, and I want to show you guys something. If I can get the light to cooperate, which I cannot. I should get a flashlight. But there is a clamp right down in there. Oh, there it is. You can see it kind of. It's focusing right below my finger. So you want to take that off. That's a small clamp. Pair of pliers will take that off, and then scooch that off. Go back and forth with the pair of pliers. There's enough slack in this line underneath here, and then you can lift this up off the bolt and then take your lines off that way. I think that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to take that clamp off right there. Just make my life a little easier, and then take it off the bottom side of the said throttle body, which is a 2005. It's lasted. It's done its deal. So, like I said, that's a Dorman product made in China. So we're going to replace this whole bad liar right here. Replace this whole thing, gasket and all. And you'll see when I take the gasket out, you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, maybe I'll take a video of the lines trying to pop those off. I'll show you. Okay, boys and girls, instead of taking that clamp off, I got my rags down there. I actually slid it off these 3 studs. You can actually take these studs out if you have to. That is a inverted Torx bit. But if you wiggle it enough and take your time, you can get it past that. Just go nice and easy. Don't ruin anything. Don't split anything. And now you can gain access to both clamps. Take those 2 clamps off, and your throttle body will pop right out. So like I said, take your time. Worst case scenario, get yourself an inverted Torx bit. They're not super hard to find, but you can take these studs out of the plastic intake, and be careful. And here's your gasket right here. You can actually take that out because you're going to be replacing it. I got a pick, but I'm going to take it out with a pair of needle nose pliers. I'll show you guys right now. You want to replace that anytime you're replacing something like that. So you go. Take that sucker right out, and we got a new one coming. So let me get those lines disconnected, and we'll get the new parts rolling. Yeah, buddy. Okay, video magic again. We got the throttle body off. There's the old one. Pretty nasty. So just be forewarned. Make sure you take your radiator cap off your radiator, and make sure you get something to plug that line. That is a feed line coming off the throttle body. You can see it's weeping a little bit, but make sure you block that because your antifreeze will be coming out. So just kind of be quick about it and try to block that line. Same thing, reverse procedure. When you go to tighten up the new one, you're gonna have to slide these lines on. It's gonna be a pain in the butt, but you can do it. I have faith in you. A little bit of antifreeze, and then make sure you top it off at the end. Let's put the new one on. We'll put the lines on first, and then we'll slide it on the bolts. All right, just make sure you guys don't forget, make sure you put your new gasket on your intake, for sure. Yeah, make sure you do that. And like I said, I already got one line on. I'm starting to get the other one on. I got to adjust down here and get that other line on the inlet for the coolant, which is right there. There's the coolant line. It's going on the bottom side. Okay, let me get that bolted up. Okay, so for some reason, I'm running into a problem here putting the new one on. And I lied earlier. It's not an inverted Torx bit. It's actually a 4 millimeter socket that'll take that off. That's a 6-point. I think a 12-point would work, but you're better off with a 6-point. So yeah, I can get the 2 bottom bolts on, but I can't get this top one on. There's a little bit of oblonging of the holes on the throttle body. But right here, the top of my thermostat housing isn't letting it go by because it's, I don't know, it's just weird. I don't know why it's not letting it go by. I don't want to force it, so I'm just going to take this stud out, and I'll replace it. When I get it bolted up, because there's a little bit of play in it. So 4mm, we'll take this stud right out, and then I should be able, here's your stud. Now I should put that in my magnet tray so I don't lose that. Now I should hopefully be able, one hand sucks, to do this. Get this on. Yeah, it's tight over there for some reason. I don't know why. It came off though. See, it's hitting right there. I don't know why. Let's see if I can get this thing on. I don't even know if this is going to be good for you guys to even see. Oh, sorry guys. And gals. You see. Maybe that'll, you guys can see. There it goes. I don't know if you saw that. You might have seen that. But yeah, I don't know why. It was being a pain in the butt. You can see right here. Yeah, it wasn't cooperating very well. Trying to get that on. It was the clamp. The clamp was screwing me up, I believe. I'll show you right now. Come over here. The clamp. That clamp was giving me shit. So just be forewarned. You might have to do that unless, because that clamp's been moved. It might have been faced a different way. I've changed my water pump in this truck. So now, got to put my stud back in and bolt this bitch back up, and hopefully my codes will be clear. Keyword hopefully. Yep. So that's started now, and then just make sure underneath here, make sure your two clamps are tight, and then plug your plug back in right here. Plug your electrical back in, and then we'll fire this thing up before we put the cowl back on. Make sure we're good to go. Video magic, bro. And broettes. Don't want to leave the ladies out. I don't know how many ladies are going to be doing this, but you know, there is some women out there that do this shit. Double check everything. Connections, 1, 2, and then 3. And then make sure your coolant lines are right up against the bump stops. Make sure your clamps are tight for the bypass there, a little coolant fin that goes right in there, which is like basically in the bottom. It just throws 210 degrees to 212 degrees across the intake, because inside this motor compartment it gets awful warm. I wish I did a video of that, guys, explaining what I did here. I got dual batteries, for plowing, but the truck didn't come with it. That's another video for another time. I'd have to do it on another truck or redo it for you guys if you wanted to see that. Battery tray, jumper cable lines, and then I ran the line there. But anyways, okay, it's not about that. Double check everything. Let's put the intake back on and fire this sumbitch up. Okay, there it is, all installed, guys. Everything's back together, tightened up, buttoned up. Make sure you check your coolant level. Let's see if this thing starts up and fires and runs good. First time seeing it. Let's get it. Come on, baby. Be good, and we'll go check the dash for codes. Fire in the hole. She fired right up, man. Good. Sounds like it's running all right. Idling. That's another video for another day. Exhaust manifold bolts. Oh boy. Let's go check the dash. Engine sounds good. Check the dash. Woohoo! Shut that radio off. No check engine light, seatbelt on, odometer, no reduce engine power. And for shits and gigs, let's check this. Make sure we're good. Super chips. Idling good. I'm gonna go take this thing for a ride. And I think we succeeded here, boys and girls. Let's make sure there's no codes, which I doubt there will be. And diagnosed. Read codes. That's all right. Engine's running. It don't hurt it. Just, at least my truck. You're supposed to do it while it's off, but my try. I do it on the fly. What do we got? There are no vehicle TCS codes. Woohoo! I think we fixed it, boys and girls. All right. Until next time, Heavenly Scratcher, here it is. 2005 Chevy 2500. Woo! Intake throttle body, brandy new. Don't cheap out. Go get your AC Delco. I didn't do a video on that either. I missed a lot of opportunities. I apologize, you car freaks. because I love this shit. All right, guys, hope this helped anybody out. I tried to do it as best I could with no tripod. And stay tuned. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.